Today we're taking a look at these NHL matches, which are happening on Wednesday, March 8, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and make sure to watch it till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Also check out our Patreon if you want access our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link in description and comments section below. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. Chicago Blackhawks vs Detroit Red Wings. Both teams have been struggling lately. Chicago has lost 4 of their last 5, and Detroit has lost 6 straight games. The Red Wings were in a position to make the postseason, but their recent struggles have made it much more difficult for them to make the playoffs. This is a get-right game for Detroit. Chicago has the second fewest points in the league, and their offense has been a disaster all season. The Blackhawks rank last in goals per game and 31st in shots per game. Patrick Kane and Max Domi were the top 2 offensive players for Chicago, and they are both no longer with the team. Ville Husso has been fairly sharp in the net for Detroit. He has allowed 2 or fewer goals in 6 of his last 10 starts. Detroit is in desperate need to win this game in order to keep their playoff lives alive. The Red Wings will win this matchup by 2 or more goals. Bet the goal spread, -1.5, and take Detroit. Both teams have been struggling mightily on offense. Detroit scored 2 or fewer goals in 6 of their last 9 games. They rank 22nd in goals per game and 29th in shots per game. The Blackhawks rank last in goals per game and 31st in shots per game. They scored 2 or fewer goals in 4 of the last 5 games. Chicago traded away their top 2 offensive players before the trade deadline. With both teams struggling on offense, this will be a lower scoring game, and the under will hit. Take the under, 6 goals. Minnesota Wild vs Winnipeg Jets. Minnesota won the first 2 games between these teams this season very easily, winning 6-1 at home and then 4-1 on the road. Even with the Wild in the second half of a back-to-back, I'd expect them to win once again tonight. The Jets are in a big slump right now with just 1 win in their last 7 games. Minnesota's the better team defensively in this game, draining the energy out of their opponents. They've allowed just the 3rd fewest goals in the NHL and given up only the 8th fewest expected goals and the 9th fewest high-danger shots in the league. I expect them to shut down the Jets to get the win on the road, and I see great value in them as a +110 underdog. Take the Wild to win on the road as a dog. The Minnesota Wild are having an awesome season and come into tonight's game comfortably in 2nd place in the Central Division with a 36-21-7 record. They've played great recently, coming into tonight's game on a 10-game point streak, going 8-0-2 in their last 10 games, coming off a 1-0 shootout loss to the Flames at home last night in a double shutout that ended their 4-game win streak. Last night their game winner in overtime got taken off the board for offsides, and the Wild ended up going on to lose in the 4th round of the shootout in a game where they outshot the Flames 40-26 and outplayed them by an expected goal rate of 4.11.84, yet still couldn't get the win. Winnipeg's been fantastic defensively. They've allowed an average of just 2.78 goals per game, the 10th fewest in the NHL, on an average of 31 shots allowed per game. They've given up the 15th fewest expected goals per 60 minutes, 3.12, and the 15th fewest high-danger shots. The Jets have the 2nd best penalty kill in the NHL, killing off 83.5% of their penalties. They're projected to start Connor Hellebuyck in goal, who had the night off in Monday's loss. This season he has been one of the best goaltenders in the league with a 27-19-2 record, a 2.62 GAA, a .919 save percentage, and 3 shutouts. I love the under in this matchup. These are 2 of the best defensive teams in the NHL this season. Both teams have heavily trended under this season, with the under going 37-23-4 in Minnesota games this season and 40-18-6 in Jets games. The Wild have allowed just the 3rd fewest goals in the NHL and given up only the 8th fewest expected goals and the 9th fewest high-danger shots in the league. Winnipeg's been very good defensively as well, allowing just the 10th fewest goals in the league. Both offenses in this game have struggled. The Jets have scored the 15th fewest goals in the NHL, and the Wild have only scored the 7th fewest goals in the league. I expect this to be a defensive grind and see awesome value in the under. Take the under and expect a defensive battle here. Anaheim Ducks vs Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks have won back-to-back games, and I see them stepping up and dominating this game on their home ice. The Canucks, who average 3.32 goals per game, should pile on the goals with Elias Pettersson, JT Miller, and the rest of the forward unit carrying the puck into the offensive zone and creating open shots with quick passes. The Canucks should limit the Ducks' offense, which averages only 2.51 goals per game, with Quinn Hughes, Tyler Myers, and the rest of the defensive unit creating turnovers in the defensive zone and limiting shots on the net, allowing goaltender Thatcher Demko to make plenty of big saves. The Canucks should win the game and cover the spread in a dominant win on their home ice. Our team pick is Canucks minus 1.5 goals. The Ducks are having a season to forget with their offense letting them down, scoring only 2.51 goals per game. Troy Terry, Trevor Zegras, and Mason McTavish have scored 51 goals and 86 assists, but the rest of the offense has struggled. Only 6 active skaters have 10 goals or more, and opponents can eliminate the hapless offense as a result. The Canucks are having a rough season despite their offense stepping up and scoring 3.32 goals per game, with 8 goals in their last 2 games. Elias Pettersson, Andrei Kuzmenko, and JT Miller have scored 80 goals and 111 assists to lead the top 2 lines, but the rest of the offense has also been great. Brock Boeser, Conor Garland, and Dakota Joshua have combined for 33 goals and 57 assists, while defenseman Quinn Hughes has added 5 goals and 55 assists from the point to open up the offense. The offense has struggled, but the defense has let the Ducks down, allowing 4.03 goals per game. Cam Fowler and Kevin Shattenkirk have combined for 3.9 defensive point shares, but the rest of the unit has struggled, allowing opponents to find open shots on the net at will. In addition, goaltender Lucas Dostal has struggled with a .897 save percentage and a 4.00 goals against average on 368 shots, with minus 3.1 goals saved above average. For teams out of the playoffs at this time of year, the defense is usually what's holding them back, and that's true for both of these squads, and when they face each other, plenty of goals usually ensue, with the over being 4-1 in their past 5 head-to-head matchups in Vancouver. For the Ducks, the over is 11-5-1 in their past 17 games on the road, and for the Canucks, the over is 16-6-5 in their past 27 games overall, and with so much explosive young offensive talent, this should be a masterclass in goal scoring. Take the over 6.5 goals.